What is going on, guys? So I got Jessica here. She's coming in talking about her experience in the Hansen Health Academy. She's changed her whole body composition. Her mental health is through the roof. She's confident, she's energized, and she's been absolutely crushing it. Super excited to dive into her experience. So she's going to inspire at least one person to take action going into 2024. So let's dive into it. So Jessica, what are the three biggest life changes that you've had so far in the program?
Um, well, number one is definitely by far my mental and emotional well-being. I was in a very dark place when I called you, and I could not deal at all with my own emotions and the thoughts that I was having. I had no control about what was happening up here, which gave me no control out there. And that's a 180 for me, 100% 180. Like,
Heck
I
yeah.
now have full control over my thoughts, and not fully my feelings, because nobody does, but I can work through it very quickly and not let myself dive off a cliff.
Awesome. Awesome. Solid.
Yeah. Um, how I feel in my clothes is a huge thing, because like back in the day, I was pretty smoking. And so once you put weight on and you feel really shitty, it just, your confidence just kind of goes down. And the fact that I can, I open boxes and I can pull out the shirt that I haven't worn in 20 years, and I feel the same as I did 20 years ago when I wear it, and I love it. Like, that's a massive confidence booster, because it helps you remember who you are as a woman, and your attractiveness and your pizzazz out in the world. And the third would be my self discipline, because that was always hard for me. I was always the girl who used to sign up for classes like exercise and Pilates and yoga and all these different things, and just go, because I wouldn't do it at home. Like, my self-discipline, I just would never ever do it at home, but I wanted to do it. So I would just sign up and spend all of this money on all of these different classes and drive everywhere, and which was fun, but I always was like, how come you just can't do this at home? Because I always lived out of town. Drive an hour to go to town to go work out is not great. So now I work out just about every day at home, and I love it. And my straps go with me everywhere. And it has really transferred into other areas of self-discipline in my life as well. Like, for the first time ever in my whole life, I drink a lot of water every day.
Crushing it. Let's go. Awesome wins, Jess. And how would you describe our coaching style at Hansen Health?
I would say it's pretty on point, actually. It's pretty fair. You have shown me kindness and gentleness when I really, really needed it, because that's what I really needed in the beginning, but I also needed to be accountable to somebody. And when I was needing it, you also pushed me and, brought forth the reality of my situation and was like, no, stop thinking about this, think about these good things and go do your shit. I know you can do it. So it was nice to have somebody who was in my corner and believed in me, but that was focused on, my physical health and my mental well-being, because it's not just a physical health program. It's the two go hand in hand, and you focus just as much on mental health as you do physical.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what
Definitely.
I really needed. That's what I really needed.
Totally. Honestly, like, that's the physical, like being in a good physique. I feel like it's more of a side benefit. Just being able to feel
It
good,
is.
energized, confident, like be in a good place mentally is the biggest win.
It is. It for sure is. 100%.
Heck yeah. And what do you find differentiates us from like other typical programs out there?
Well, the support. I've only ever really been in one other program, and there was no support whatsoever. It was just a weigh in. It was just physical. It was like a hardcore diet, and it killed me emotionally and mentally. It was so hard. And when you fell really hard and really far, and there was no one to help you. There was no community. The community here has been really amazing. I am a particularly private person, so it's hard for me to open up, but once you do, I found women in the program that were very, very similar to me, which was really nice, because when you're in your own little world in your own head, you think you're alone and no one is ever going to understand, when in fact a whole bunch of people understand and they get it, and they just have different versions of your pain. So to look at females, you know, that maybe have been going through a harder time than me, and they are doing better than me in the program and like working out, and it would light a fire under my ass. And I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. And the fact that you don't give me all of this information at once and send me off into the world and is like, try to go figure this out by yourself. You know, you give me the information I need in increments, work on this, implement it into your life, work on this, implement it into your life. It works way better. And the fact that I get freedom in my food. Like, some people want to be told what to eat and what to cook, and I'm not that girl. I want my own decisions and I want my own food. So the fact that I could make my own food and fit it into this has been a lifesaver.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Simple, actionable, and flexible.
Yeah. Super flexible, which I love.
Absolutely. And why would you recommend this program to someone else?
Because it works. I mean, it's pretty simple of that. It works. You're going to find people that you have things in common with, that you have common ground, that you can talk to. You might make some friends if you're not super quiet like me. I've made a few friends. It just works. Honestly, it's nice to have somebody in your corner. It's nice to have, you know, the modules and the Zooms that we get together and we chat. Like, it's just, it works. Like, there's so many different aspects that come together that make this work really well.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Love that. And what's been your favorite part of the program so far?
Oh, damn. Well, the fact that my brain and my heart feel better, like, that was a really big thing. That was number one for me. It wasn't, yeah, I wanted to get into shape, but, you know, I needed to get into shape here before the rest of it could follow. So the fact that, you know, you would talk to me and you'd be like, okay, you're sad, just go and move your body. And I was like, I don't want to move. And you're like, move your body and eat some food, because I was not eating. I'm like, okay, because I was accountable to you and I didn't want to disappoint you. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go for a walk and get some sun and eat some food. And then that was the catalyst to keep going. Like, you would always encourage me to do one little thing, and that was the catalyst to keep going. If you don't want to work out, say you're only going to do half of the workout. That is like the best mind trick in the world. I use it on myself all the time. I'm only going to do 2 exercises, I say to myself, and I get up and I crush the whole thing. And you're like, yes,
let's go.
It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Awesome. Awesome. Love that. And how has this made an impact in the other areas of your life?
Well, I mean, it impacts every area of your life, because you learn how to address every area of your life. You learn how to address the little bits that aren't serving you in all of those areas. So you learn how to either remove them or change the bad habits into good habits, because we can't get rid of habits. We just have to change them, change the outcome of them. So, you know, getting rid of bad habits, but replacing them with good, solid, maintainable, easy to do, easy to follow habits. Like, I don't have to always use my brain. My workouts are very plain. They're there. I can see them. I don't have to remember. So it just works.
Awesome. Awesome. And if someone was on the fence about joining, like, what would you tell them?
I would tell them just go for it, and to really examine what would be holding them back, because, you know, it's usually just our own fears that hold us back and our own excuses. And the fact that you're willing to work with those, that you're not just someone who's like, just ignore all these thoughts in your head. Well, that's not possible. But this is how we change the trajectory of the thoughts of your head. This is how we do it. And we do it little bit by little bit, because no one I mean, you could do drastic changes, but they're not going to last because it happens so quickly. It's hard to keep that, maintain it. When you can do little bit by little bit by little bit, and you get them solid in there, it changes everything. It changes everything.
All about those mindset shifts. Makes such a
It is.
huge difference.
It's a huge difference because now in my normal thinking, I'm thinking of, okay, maybe today I won't be able to have time to get my workout, but I'm going to take the dogs for a good long walk. I'm going to listen to a good podcast or something of yours. Like, I'm going to do it in other ways. I may not be able to show up physically today, but I can show up in multiple different ways.
Love that.
Makes a big difference in life. It makes a big difference.
Totally. Small, little steps over no steps, 25% over 0%. And that has brought you such a far way. And we're so proud of you, Jessica. You've come such a long way, just like mentally and physically and just in your entire life. And I hope this inspired at least one person to take that leap. And for everybody watching, the theme is become more in 2024. So if anybody is looking to take that step, comment 2024 for more info and see if maybe you'll be the next Jessica.
Do it. You won't regret it. That's
Let's
for sure.
go. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Jess.
Thank you for having me.